Good morning, good afternoon and good evening from wherever you are in the world. This is International Sim Drivers Association GT3 World Challenge Season 2 and my name is Ike Sky. Today we come from a land very close to my heart, that being the middle of England, and to Donington Park, the undulating up and downy circuit that we know and love with this international loop, which was modified back in the early 2000s to hopefully comply with the FIA's Grade 1T regulations to allow Formula 1 to come back to this almighty circuit. Minton circulating around on his warm-up lap. It is 8 o'clock at night for the qualifying session tonight, so plenty of challenge facing the drivers, with the track temperature being down at 17 degrees. Lots and lots to enjoy and discover in the next 20 minutes, well 18 minutes and 15 seconds that we have remaining in this session. The usual cohort of drivers are on the track tonight, but drama has struck before this session even began with the absence of the Pirate Racing Porsches due to technical issues. They will not be taking part in procedures this evening. So the main contenders for the championship are out of this particular race, and who will take their place at the top of the podium, both for the provisional pole position, but also at the end of the 60 minutes and a mandatory pit stop of racing that we have yet to come. The forecast is that there is potentially some rain on the way, so this qualifying session could be all for naught for all of the drivers concerned. It's all about getting the setup right, getting the tyres right, both in the transitional periods and also in the end of the race, because there's no point in being out in front when a driver can easily get the toe coming out of Kopse onto the Dunlop Straight and get an opportunity to pass taken before the Fogarty S's down by the end of the lap. Since we are lacking in Porsches today, let's jump on board with Adrian Santic for the Young Boys team, who is coming across the line now. Hopefully he's going to go for another lap. Into Redgate Corner is turn 1 for this Donington Park GP circuit, wiggling the throttle, the steering wheel trying to get the throttle down as well as possible. Around Hollywood and now down the hill, off the edge of the earth, through the Craner curves, down towards the old hairpin. Cut as much as you dare, and a little bit too much perhaps there for the 125 Porsche, and then up under what was Starkey's Bridge, through Schwant's Curve, and now up towards McLean's Corner. There used to be a grandstand up on the left-hand side there, which made for some spectacular viewing. Now up to the blind Kopse. The marker there on the inside is destructible, so if any of the drivers get a little bit too confident on entry to Kopse, we may well find that cone disappearing early on in proceedings. The Dunlop Straight and the bridge taken out along it to make way for the Marshalls Post, again part of the modifications made to Dunlop circuit. Down to the Fogarty S's, again moved back a few meters to allow them to have more runoff. Then down Shield Straight and up the tight hairpin at Melbourne. Then back towards the back of the pit boxes and round Goddard to complete the lap. That is a fairly quick lap around this. It's the quickest so far around this Donington GP circuit, and the times at the head of the field is something to behold. The top 5 separated by under 0.4 of a second. That is an astonishing amount of pace. And Dakusa up there in the Bentley as well, driving very, very well. I wonder if Minton is perhaps saving his pace for the race, or if he is perhaps running on a wet setup already. I believe that is the 75 in front of our camera car. No, it's not. That's the 62 car of... Where's the 62? 82? 82 of Otto Winkler. There we go. Ooh, and that was Santic having to take to the grass and gravel. Yeah, I saw a Subaru do that at the weekend. A couple of weekends ago. Had a brake failure, which meant that he needed to make use of every inch of that gravel just before the chicane. But Maciej Heiler for the PCDC Audi. Oh, he's in the pits. That's a shame. He literally just did that then.
This is race control. Warning for commentator for not introducing the race director on the stream.
Oh, we joined by the race director. I'm very sorry. Discord's in the background at the moment. Mali Bacho, welcome to the Combox. Yes. How are you doing, firstly?
I don't know what to tell you. It's been a long week, but I always like to sit down with the boys and do our stuff here for the race. So even though I'm physically tired, I'm mentally so prepared for this, and I can't wait for the lights out even this time.
I totally agree. Completely echo your sentiments. Today has been particularly tiresome, but yeah, it's always fun coming back to ISDA. We know how good the driving is, we know how good the racing is. And what do you make of the Pirate Racing Porsches being missing from the grid tonight?
What can I say? Should I be thankful for them for giving everyone else the chance? But yeah, it's a shame that we miss out on Philip and Romano, because they are such great lads, and I love every bit of them in the quali, in the race, and on our social races that occur on Monday. So yeah, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that they are great members of this league, and I can't wait to see them again.
It's a mixed bag of emotions.
Yes,
that's the best way to put it.
On one side, we will have a chance to see another winner today.
Yes,
definitely. But on the other side, I would like to see more winners when they both are on track rather than when they are not. So yeah, here's an invitation to all our drivers to try to improve. I mean, I know that a lot of them are like on the edge and they're doing such a fabulous job here, but I think there is a potential for more winners, and especially to use the parts of the calendar that suits the BOP of their cars.
Yes, because as you said, the calendar has been very much designed to play to the strengths of all the cars on the grid. There is no ill sun, if that makes sense. I can't remember the correct expression for it right now. But there is no neglected child on the grid. They're all being represented by the tracks in this season.
Yeah, more or less, yes. I mean, we picked tracks of all BOP categories, so it's. I'm sorry, I'm actually.
No, you're fine. The race director's got a race direct.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. You might hear my background noise.
It's not a problem, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, watching the pit exit because this track has a hectic pit exit, and it's going to be a real mess because a lot of drivers are pushing as far outside as they can to get that extra tenth in the first corner. But yeah, we already saw some pit exit impeding, So we will penalize this for the race. We just need to sit down and talk it through. But yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair, and yeah,
needs to be looked at.
I don't know what to say.
So the drivers were informed that cutting across the pit exit would be penalised.
Well, there are a few issues here. The first is that there is no clear pit exit line.
Yep.
The pit exit basically stops where the pit exit merges with the track.
Of course.
So it's not like you have this line that guides you towards the real pit exit, so that you can be safe when going out on track. You basically just go out, and yeah, I see that a lot of drivers are respecting this, and you can see that our safety car driver Alex is flashing everyone when their car is coming by.
Yep.
So in general, we are looking for safety. So for the qualifying session, the cars on track have a right of way. For the race session, the cars on pit exit have the right of way. So I expect drivers to cope, but then again, we will have our say for those who don't.
Of course. Well, I'm going to let you get back because we've only got a few minutes before we're out of the session. I'm sure you've got a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to penalties. Any idea what we're going to be looking at for penalties for the drivers who stray too far over?
So, retaining from the last time, we have car number 3 with quali ban for this race, and he will. Igor Kristinic, he will start the race from the pit lane. But as for the other drivers that are on track right now, I expect nothing but absolute respect to everyone. And turn 1 might be hectic. It's really harsh. Also, the run down to turn 4, I'm sorry, I don't know the corner names. But yeah, this is what I expect in the quali and in the race, sorry. And we are prepared to launch the safety car if needed and react as fast as we can for this 1 hour race. But hopefully, I hope actually that it will be a calm race for the race control, and that I can join you sometimes during the race.
Yes, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if we could do that. The action has been frantic and non-stop during the races that we've had so far, but then it's totally understandable when the pace is this close. As Minton has stopped out on track, he's just gone back to the pits. Yeah, it's quite understandable when the entirety of the top 6 is under a second. Like, the pace is going to be so close to each other on across a single lap, and when you take into account the draft that will happen when you get the kind of train from a race start, then these guys are all going to be dragged together anywhere up to a second and a half. They're all going to be in one train, really, aren't they?
Yeah. I hope that it's going to be a good racing, but then again, the track doesn't offer much apart from that few hairpins on the chicane. But still, I think this race is more about consistency rather than overall pace. So, good luck to everyone, may I say, and let's hope for the best racing.
Yes, of course. I totally agree. Mally, as always, it's a pleasure to speak to you. You took me ever so slightly by surprise that time.
I know. But
it was a very pleasant surprise.
It's what I do.
Yeah, man. No. It's wicked. It's great to be able to speak to you as well. As I said before, and as you said, I hope it's a quiet evening tonight for you. If not, as you say,
thank you.
We've got. Well, we can hope. We can hope. I think we'll do okay. Here at Donington, there's a lot of places on the track to at least stick your nose in and put the car offline to make the way past. I don't think that the nerves of any of the drivers here are that frail to be able to put off by that, though.
As the popular saying says, only one way to find out.
100%. Mally,
I hope we're on the good side here.
Yes. Totally agree. Mally, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for dropping down and saying hi. And hopefully I'll be able to speak to you after the race at some point.
Sure, I'll come.
Lovely. You have a lovely evening, mate, and we'll catch you in a bit.
Take care.
There we go. So, with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the session, Maciej Heiler leads the way with Adrian Santic in the 125. Both in the pit. Is that as fast as they think they can go? That is an interesting attitude to have. Once again, Minton is running 2/10 faster than his current time, and that Bentley is absolutely one to look out for, running non-stop for the entirety of the race. The fuel tank on that Bentley, if I remember correctly, is the largest of any of the cars on track, so we'll be able to put in significantly more fuel than anybody else and run longer than anybody else. More fuel equals more endurance. He is also doing an alright job of going faster. A man who is going significantly faster than his previous is Simon Terbovsek in that 100 Ferrari. The Dunlop Straight obviously playing to the strengths.
This is race control. Car number 36, please reconnect. There seems to be a server issue. You are stuck in pits for us. We can't see you on track, but we see you doing lap times. So please disconnect from the server and then reconnect again. Thank you.
So Terbovsek, technical issues as always being the most fun.
Also, I would like to announce the race control is investigating all pit exits, all impedings of pit exits.
The race director being incredibly busy this evening, and the race hasn't even started. We'll stick with... I don't think there's any other drivers going extremely quickly. Andrei Kushar in the 78 Honda NSX is looking to improve significantly, actually. He could get into the top 10 at his current pace if that car can maintain the pace to the end of the lap. In towards the S as he comes on the brakes. Can he nail this apex? He's doing well. Oh, it's going to be... Yeah, as is Terbovsek behind. So both of those drivers... Maciej Heiler is going faster still in the Audi. I must admit, that 213 car...
This is race control. The following cars are under investigation for impeding on pit exit. Car number 28, 69, 74, 89, and 82. Cars 28, 69, 74, 82, and 89 are under investigation for impeding in quality.
It took the race director absolutely no time to get on the mic and letting everybody know exactly where the line stood when it comes to driving standards. This is a good lap for Maciej Heiler. He might go even faster. That is a 25.809, and Maciej Heiler does go very, very wide into the turn one at Redgate. Andre going for another lap as he comes up towards Kopse. I keep calling it Kopse, and I keep meaning to call it Kopse. But out onto the Dunlop Straight, he is still going faster. Can he actually get the S's right this time? He gets the first apex right. He gets the second apex right. This could be, well, it's not as quick as his previous, but this one could well be a legitimate lap. Through the final corner at Goddard's comes the NSX. He got a clean exit as well. This is going to be very quick. It's going to put him to 8th. Andrej Kushar to 8th position in the Honda NSX. Who says that that car is not balance correctly. Meanwhile, Remco Langedyk was 2 seconds up and just went wide at McLean's, and that has invalidated the lap time. He will go no further, but that is an incredible amount of pace that he has there. And plenty... Oh my goodness. Look out for that Aston Martin in race trim, because there is a lot of pace to be had in that 36 car. Oh my goodness, looking at those split times is terrifying. Dejan Jokic as well in a sister Ferrari is looking to improve as well. He could gain slightly if he gets the exit good out here. He doesn't, but this might be a single position for him. Andre is the last, and he's running on par with his previous. I don't think he's going to improve at the moment. Into Goddard's he'll come. Gets a wonderful apex on that occasion, but that is going to be all she wrote. And we're going to... There we go. Yes! So, let us do this in the correct fashion then. I do wish there was a shortcut to actually automate that. It would be so much more fun. So, Maciej Heiler will lead the field away with Adrian Santic alongside in that 125 Race Buddy sponsored Porsche. Jamie Noble is doing the Team Bean team a whole lot of honour by qualifying in 3rd position, with Nida Zak. Let me actually use the correct function. There we go. In 4th position, a great qualifying for him. Remco Langedyk was 2 seconds up when he ran wide at McLean's in the dying stages of qualifying, so plenty of speed in that Aston Martin, with D'Couza alongside in 6th. Senel Tadic is in 7th with Andre Kuchar in 8th. Concoli is in 9th with Dan Minton in the 75 Bentley in 10th. Watch that car to be progressing up the field. Matej Miksik in the 96 Porsche will start from 11th position, with Verlich starting from 12th. The Kopse Lexus. Wow. The 2 Kopse brothers in the 2 Lexus are in 13th and 14th. That was apparently way more difficult than I thought. With Dejan Jokic in 15th in that 74 Ferrari. Simon Terbovsek is in 16th in another one in the 100 Ferrari, with Tim Martin in the McLaren 720S, the 710 car. Dan Babic in the 101 will start from 18th, with Max Bewley, the other 24 car for Team Bean.
This is race control. 5-second time penalty for car number 74 for impeding in qualifying. 5 seconds to car number 74. Car number 213 gets a warning for dangerous driving in quali. And just a quick reminder, during the race, the cars on pit exit have right of way, so if you're coming down the start-finish straight, you need to go right to let the cars leave in the pit. Over.
And there we go. Penalties have been awarded as swiftly as they were earned. Max Bewley will start 19th. Otto Winkler will start 20th. And Igor Krisnich, with his qualifying ban, will start from the back of the grid. The engines begin to rise for the 4th time of asking this season. And... ooh, he's starting from the pit lane. Okay. I thought that was just a qualifying ban rather than anything else. Put in chat who you are rooting for tonight. Who do you think is going to win? The Pirate Racing drivers are out of this particular round before it's even begun. So the podium and the points are blown wide open. The PCDC car of Matthias Heiler must feel like he has the world's worth of pressure as he leads this incredible group of cars to the start line. That's interesting. Apparently, live chat did not work until the start of that race. That's really interesting. YouTube chat, you're terrible. YouTube, you're great, but you're terrible. Good evening, Melly, Philip, and Kent. Good to see you're all here. Who are you rooting for tonight then, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you want to see take the top step of the podium? I dare say that that 89 Ferrari stands a pretty decent chance with the long back straight allowing for a lot of passes, not to ignore the 28 Aston Martin of Jamie Noble as well, who is very well positioned to take some points. Further down the field, other drivers to be watching. Otto Winkler is down and out as far as qualifying is concerned, but I dare say that may change through the course of the race. Remco Langedyk, we will follow him for the start of the race for sure. He's well positioned to capture as much of the action as possible, but he is also potentially the fastest man in that leading group. If he can keep the car underneath him for the entire hour, what can the Audi do to fend off the straight line speed of the Ferrari and the Aston? What can the Porsche do from the outside of the first row? We go to Helicam as always to get the very best perspective on this turn 1 cavalcade. And the lights go green, or the green flag waves, and we are accelerating down towards turn 1 for the first time in anger. There is contact further back as the Pirate Racing, the cars go asunder on the exit of turn 1 as Adrian Santic, it looks like, no, it's not Santic. Who is that we just lost? As Igor Krisnich will leave the pits. Minton has been put to 19th. Nida Zak has been put to the back of the field as well. Jamie Noble is there too. Otto Winkler being the safest there at the moment. Where was that sister car that we saw? It is... no, it's not Adrian Santic. It's the sister car to Santic, and I can't remember what number that is. The opening lap has almost come to a close. Plenty of thrills and spills already. Let's have a very, very quick look at the cars involved. I thought this replay thing was supposed to be quick now. As they accelerated away, let's see from a more sensible perspective what happened in this leading group. The 89 turned in on the 28. I don't know. And Minton had his own off as well. Where is the... That didn't apparently come up as an incident though. The 75 not involved at all so far, but making up positions in the background is the 75 Bentley is Verlich. Verlich was the one who lost it on the exit of turn 1 seemingly all on his own. Where do we get anything? No, it was indeed contact. Thank you very much for having more eyes than I have in YouTube chat. So what happened? I did click the minus 10 seconds. But apparently it's picked the minus 20 seconds. So it was the 74 and the 44 that got together, apparently. Oh. Nice, okay. So Verlich is feeling like he has pace over the 82, but not able to make any pace on him at the moment. Let's cut to the action on track as it is happening live. The 84 having to defend from a very angry train of Andre Kushar, Kopse, Miksik, Konkole, and Dakuza. Dakuza also trying in his Bentley to
this
make...
is race control. Lap 1, turn 1 incidents are under review.
Incidents. So lots and lots of information for race control to look over. That McLaren is looking mighty fast in a straight line under the wheels of Ty Martin. But the Ferrari can just about keep it at bay in the... Oh, the 23's got it all wrong. So the 23 has got a big old kick of oversteer on the exit of the S's, and suddenly that train behind the Ferrari is one less, or it's just one longer. That is also entirely possible. Babic coming down towards the hairpin at the end of the lap, looking left, looking right behind the 24 car of Max Bewley. He's going to cut back to the inside, gets the traction down on the NSX. Very progressive torque delivery, can't make it happen. But now coming down into Redgate, the Aston Martin will go out wide. Lexus thinks better of it. There is no straight line speed in that poor little NSX. But up the head of the field, the 78 car having much better fortune against the 84 Ferrari is going to take a much wider kick to go up the hill towards McLean's, but can't make the gains necessary yet. Further back in the train, Konkole has a run on the 96 of Miksik. Out onto the straight. Is it long enough for the Ferrari to stretch its legs? No, I dare say not. On this occasion, Jamie Noble now behind the Ferrari of Nida Zak. The 89 has the horsepower, got a pretty decent exit from the S's, looks very sheepishly to the inside, and will not take the position, so that will have been Nida Zak using the Ferrari wiles to try and gain that position. Maciej Miksik now on the back of the Ferrari with the NSX having made a position. That has happened just off camera. It's so difficult to keep on top of all this action going on. It is now the turn of Maciej Miksik to try and move past the 84 Ferrari. There is a massive amount of apex speed from that Porsche. Will run it out as wide as he dares. No clipping the grass. Great driving from the Pirate Racing Academy driver. But lots of pressure from behind as well. And Minton now up, looking at Babic and the 101. 101 couldn't get to the apex, and that is going to be made nice and easy for the 75 Bentley. That is, unless the NSX can get the move back. No. Bentley is too wide for the NSX to come and play, but it's the turn of the 44 car to try and get the brakes on the inside. Side by side they go into the hairpin, they make contact. I'm sure the 101 will have felt that he had the position there, but it's very difficult to judge. The relative positions of the cars, but we'll make it back through Goddard's, and now the 44 has to do it all over again. Unless that was, of course, the 44 car slowing down to try and make the pass more cleanly. Terbovsek going, it's Ferrari versus Ferrari. Ferrari off on the outside, big old wiggle for the 51 car, down into the old hairpin. That will be Ty Martin knocked off on the inside. Nice and easily recovered, but the 51 car, oh, and it's all gone to the dogs in the background as both of the Team Bean cars are taken. Let's have a quick look at that, because that was an astonishing turn of events. All played out by Concoli getting all loose down towards the old hairpin. We're in the perfect position. So the 710 car, wait, what did that one? The 710 car was aided off the track, and then it all got very, very messy with the 28 and the 24 all going 2 cars into 1. And now what has happened with the 89 car? There is something up. Perhaps a puncture? He seems to be okay now. How very interesting. But Jamie Noble, I think we have lost from the race. Oh, and that is, who is that that's spun off in front? Was that, let me get the right car, come on, is Jokic in the 74 car? There we go, thank you. So what happened to Jokic here? There is plenty of action going on. But it's almost impossible to keep track of what's going on.
This is race control. Lap 1, turn 1, car number 23 gets a 15-second time penalty for causing a collision. 15 seconds penalty for car number 23, over.
So the 74 car got it all wrong on his own, and penalties being announced as we run for that. But lots of action going on, all of it incredible, but all of it nail-biting for sure. Maciej Heiler leads the way with an 8.4 second gap now back to Adrian Santic in the 125 Porsche. Dan Minton having just about escaped another altercation in the race, having been very much turned on its head into turn 1, gets it all wrong at McLean's. Will run out wide, trying to make it happen, and Ty Martin as well is going to run very, very wide and gift the position back to the 75 car down the tail end of the field. It is all very, very, very close. It looks as though Remco Langedyk is starting to put the screws on the 125 Porsche as well, nowhere near as much as the Ferrari is looking to get past the 69 Lexus. On the brakes into Melbourne they come. The Lexus gives room, but the 3 didn't have the confidence to actually make the corner properly. Side by side they'll come out. The Lexus comes back.
Race control. Car number 44 gets a drive-through for causing a collision with car number 74. Drive-through for car number 44 causing a collision, over.
So now Ty Martin up behind Dan Minton. Perhaps that Bentley is not as comfortable as it may seem, but the draft gets the better of him and the position goes away, unfortunately. This is an interesting battle over the second step of the podium. Victoria's Secret Racing, the 36 car of Remco Langedyk, is pressuring quite heavily the 125 Porsche, but the Porsche has all the speed in the corners. Drive through for Verlich. So not a good night for the 44 car. The sister car to the 125, who is out in second at the moment, currently under heavy fire from the 36 of Remco Langedyk. It doesn't look as though this is necessarily going to be a side-by-side fight. I believe, I dare say, Remco might be looking after his tyres and trying to keep life in that and save some fuel perhaps, so that if Santic decides to abscond to the pits early on in the pit window, which you imagine that he might do to try and get that fresh rubber on and gap the car behind, Adrian Santic, if he's got life in his tyres, will be able to push harder and potentially overcut the Porsche in front. All of the gaps have become fairly spread out at the moment. Donington really is a very difficult circuit for passing. We heard it said in the qualifying, but it's a challenge. It's just circulating around Donington is a massive challenge. The track map does not give you an indication of just how difficult it is. A driver who knows all too well just how difficult it is, however, is the 75 of Dan Minton. Let's ride on board with him for a few minutes and let's just appreciate the camber and the ascension, descension, elevation change of this track. Even this hairpin, which seems so easy to take, is an adverse camber and ever so slightly downhill. Just take into it, just appreciate this lap as we ride on board with Mr. Minton.
This race control, lap 6 turn 4 incidents are under review.
Don't get me wrong, this is a wonderful spectacle, but it is so difficult for the drivers just to get into these apexes at times. A lot of drive for Dan Minton this time as he comes down towards the Melbourne hairpin. Oh, lots of space given by Babic there to make the pass. I'm sure the NSX feels that the Bentley is significantly quicker than him, but we've seen some uncharacteristic mistakes from Minton tonight. Lots of opportunity for other drivers. As I say, it's very uncharacteristic to see Minton making any kind of mistake. But what about is going on around the rest of the field? Matisz Miksik is now the car under pressure, having gotten past the 84 Ferrari. Tadic is the trolley train master tonight, keeping all of these faster cars potentially behind him is absolutely no mean feat. As they come through the S's again, for the 12th time a plane lands in the background. That is absolutely realistic. 100% realistic, and to be perfectly honest, the planes fly lower than that sometimes. So, yeah, it's terrifying, that. Terbovsek in the 100 car, trying to, as Concolly has earned himself a...
This is race control. Lap 6, turn 4 incident. Car number 51 gets a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. 10 seconds for car number 51. The race control is now investigating lap 6, turn 6 incident between cars 51, 89, 24, 28 and 69. Over.
We need to stop having these conversations pre-race that are something along the lines of hopefully you'll have a quiet evening. As Kopse has a look at the number 80 Bentley of Decusa, but it was not that serious. He's going to drop well out of this fight if the penalty that he has stands. What else do we have? This is the closest battle. We still have 5 minutes before the pit window opens, so now it's very, very important for Kopse to make hay, as he does. The 80 saw him, gave him space. Can the Lexus get the throttle down before the Bentley? Maybe. No. Bentley took a wide line and was able to get to the apex and the exit where he wanted to get to. Just trying to feel through how these drivers are doing through their driving. That 23 car is looking fairly desperate now that he has that 15-second penalty looming over his head when he pits. But I wonder how desperate he is. Where is he going to stick the nose in of that 23 car? A small puff of smoke from someone running wide in front. It's not necessarily the fastest way, but obviously we don't know how he ended up out there. And here is where the opportunity arises for the 23 car once again. Onto the Dunlop straight. Absolutely incredible. Love this rendition of Donington Park in ACC as well. It looks so vivid and relatively lifelike. As far as sims are concerned, but a difficult race for Kopse. His last lap, a 1:28.833, is 0.8 off his fastest, so there is a lot of pace in that 23 Lexus. If only he could get past that number 80 car of Decusa. Matej Miksik in the 96 car is looking to pressure the NSX now. Here is a very important fight for 4th position. Andre having a wonderful night of driving as well. I wonder if he's going to blame his new steering wheel for that. Is it Andre that's got a new steering wheel coming? I know Alex does. But all of this slow driving with Andre defending ever so slightly. And the 96 trying to attack is dragging Tadic back into the scene as the 69 car tries to look up the inside on the Dunlop at the S's, sorry, at the end of the Dunlop straight into Melbourne. That isn't going to make any progress, but that's one to watch for the Lexus. if it is faster in the straights. It looks as though the Porsche and the NSX have gotten a little bit together to gap the Ferrari behind. 2 minutes to the pit window opening, as Kopse now looks up the inside up towards McLean's. We've seen so much action here tonight. It's not going to happen at the moment.
This is race control. Lap 6 turn 6 incidents will be investigated post-race due to disconnection of car number 28 for causing a collision and forcing another driver off track. Car number 89 gets a 5-second time penalty. 5-second time penalty for 89 for running another driver off track.
Neither Zach with a 5-second penalty. It has all gone to the dogs for that 89 Ferrari. Meanwhile, the NSX looks up the inside of Melbourne. The 80 gives him space. Can he make it happen this time? The 100 is going to sneak through as well. That is some very opportune driving by the 100, but the 80 car should have the pace to keep the position. Into Goddard's they come. The 100's on the outside. 80's going to have the narrow line now. Lexus gets a massive amount of wheel spin. This is all going to get very close. The Ferrari makes contact with the Bentley and then the pit wall in the background. Massive damage that will be on the front of Simon Terbovsek, and he spins back onto the track as well. Oh man. Heartbreak for Terbovsek there. But not to be outdone. The 80 car is coming for the fight back. He doesn't need to fight Dakuza too hard. Just stay with him if he can. In the Ninja Sheep Racing GT car, because that car has a 15-second penalty. Matej Miksik on the inside of the 78. I went to say Lexus. It's a Honda. Japanese, that'll do. Into the Fogarty S's they come. Does the Porsche have the straight line speed on the exit? There's every possibility it might. Coming down to Melbourne, flashes in the rear view mirror. But the 78 is all about that defense. The more the 78 defends, however, the closer the 96 will get. This is an extraordinarily good showing from Matej Miksik. Able to get into the apex. The pit window is open as well, as of 10 seconds ago. I don't feel too bad for missing that. So this is where the story starts to unwind for a few of our drivers. 15 seconds for Rock Kopse when he takes his pit stop. Neither Zach with 5 seconds, Concoli with 10 seconds. So watch for that 51 car to drop away from the fights. As Remco Langedyk is the first of our drivers to be on his wheels and away. There we go. The 36
race control lap 16, start-finish straight incident between cars number 80 and 100. No further action, racing incident. Over.
So NFA for the altercation on the start-finish straight, and I totally agree. But the Porsche trying to make a pass up the inside. He's got the inside line. He's going into the pits. The 96 is going for the undercut. Andre Kushar now has to drive the drive of his life to try. And, oh, he's coming up behind slower cars as well. So a master stroke perhaps for Miksik in the 96 car. Because Andre now is going to have to fall back, as the 101 is going to stay well out of the way here for his teammate. Now I'm very intrigued. Hyler is out of the pits. Where has he re-emerged. I think that's the correct place for him. According to my dash anyway. Yes, he is 4.8 seconds behind the 69 Lexus. So still maintaining lead from the 96 car for sure. Santic is the driver who has the best opportunity to make hay towards the PCDC. Driver Andre Couchard into the Melbourne hairpin is going to go 3 wide. Not that he knew what was going on with the 100 car trying. I think that may have been a mistake from the number 100 Terbovsek car, who now leads from Babic in the Repsol Ferrari Evo. As now Tadic and Andre are both into the pits, which means that the 125 car leads the way. That blisteringly bright white car is astonishingly bright, and the dazzle paint is 100% adding to the effect. Not had any drivers come to the ready to interview box as yet. If we've had a couple of retirements, so they could come and say hi at some point. And now halfway through the race, they come towards Santic into the pits. I wonder who that is trying to cover off. It probably isn't Hyla, but I wonder if he feels that Remco Langedyk might have an opportunity to make some time up with those fresher tyres. Tadic is back out on track in the 84 Ferrari, up behind the 80 car of De Geuze. This is a genuine fight for position now. Pit stops have been served. Tadic has maintained position quite well there, I think. I believe Andre Couchard is actually the big loser out of that particular battle. Further down the field, also having had their
race control, lap 18, turn 7 incident between cars number 51 and 100 is under investigation. 51 and 100 under investigation.
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough thing to be looking at. The 3 car on the back of the 24 of Max Bewley on the brakes into the Fogarty S's they come, and leave as they did. This is quickly becoming a 3-car battle with Nida Zak up behind into the Melbourne hairpin they come. And on the exit, that Ferrari behind is looking very, very menacing in the yellow and black livery. Against the 2 cars in front. Aston getting a little bit of slip on the exit, but well handled by the traction control. Otto Winkler will be the last to pit, other than Rock Kopse in the lead of the race. Now this is interesting. Nida Zak runs wide and still manages to make up some time on the...
This is race control. Lap 18, turn 7 incident between cars number 51 and 100. Car number 51 gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. The race control is now investigating lap 18, turn 11 incident between cars number 100 and 101. 100 and 101 under investigation.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. As Max Bewley had such a good run up behind the 710 of Ty Martin, gets on the brakes into the S's again. He's going to get a corner cut for that, but the 3 car has all of the straight line speed on the exit coming down towards Melbourne hairpin. He's going to look to the inside. Is there anything the 24 car can do? He will take a slightly narrow line, but he is now being held up by the 710 car. Drive-through penalty for Max Bewley. and that will drop him right out of this fight. I hope that he is aware of that. Robbie R. I'm afraid I don't know what you're trying to say there. Thank you for being in chat, but it's I'm not very good with my non-English. So the 24 car now with lots and lots of work to do to be able to be anywhere close to this battle further into the race, as Kopse goes to the pits from the leader of the race as well. 24 car goes around the outside, makes contact with the 710, gets a big old kick of oversteer. He had to make a bit of a dive to be able to have any opportunity on the brakes into the S's. He maintains his position. Langedyk is going to get turned in on and turned round. No, not quite. But two cars into one do not go. McLaren goes defensive into the Melbourne hairpin. The 24 car has the opportunity for a cutback. Oh, but I believe that may have been netcode. And the 710 will fall away, as will the 24 car as well. Makes contact again with the 89. Will he drop into the pits? He will. Made the position for the other two cars, who now come into turn one. And Langedyk, on his recovery drive, has lots of work left to do to claim back some points in the championship. Meanwhile, ever the consistent man, Dan Minton, coming up towards McLean's, has made his way all the way back up to 9th position. He always does this through strategy and sheer pace. Just gets back towards the head of the field by just being relentless in his pace and consistency. Terbovsek in the 100 car, now up behind the 69 car of Ido Kopse, with the 44 of Verlich behind, waiting for if these two get together. The 100 car looks as though he's got a massive amount of speed on top of the 69's exit speed, but isn't enough to make it happen. But the 69 goes wide and gifts the position to Terbovsek. Meanwhile, further up the field, Andrei Kushar is up behind Tadic, who is also going to receive a drive-through penalty. The 84 Ferrari, who has been
This is race control. Lap 18, turn 1 incident between cars 100 and 101. Car number 100 receives a 10-second time penalty for dangerous driving and causing a collision. 10 seconds for car number 100. Race control is now investigating lap 22, turn 11 incident between cars 24 and 710. Over.
Interesting. So the 24 and the 710 getting together is being looked into now, and this is going to be, I wonder if the NSX is going to be given a free pass by the 84 car. I dare say no. Ferrari is going to try and hold his station. Concoli on the back of Otto Winkler now. Ooh, what's going on there for the 51 car? Oh, letting the leader by. Such is the pace of Maciej Heiler. Max Bewley is now coming up behind this fight as well. Remember, the leader will have to, also Winkler will have to get out of the way of the leader as well. Does it in a very smooth fashion, but not smooth enough. The 51 car is now very, very close. Andre is still up behind. Oh, big old kick of oversteer. He will be feeling slightly frustrated as that is the car in front needing to take a drive
This is race control. Incident between cars 24 and 710. Car number 24 gets a 15-second time penalty for causing collision. 15 seconds for car number 24. Over.
That seems about right. Concoli's attack has somewhat waned. I wonder if Tadic is aware of his drive-through. He must be. He's only got one more lap to serve it, I think. So all eyes on the Ferrari with a drive-through. And a bit of space for Kuchar to run his own race. And yeah, he's not feeling pressured at all to get past that Ferrari. He is very, very firm in that 6th position, with Rock Kopse, the closest car to him, 11 seconds down the road. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Hey, Melly.
Now you know I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, that was a car off to the side of the road. What happened there? That was Tadic. Tadic got it all wrong coming out of McLean's and has binned it off onto the inside and has a drive-through. Melly, so that whole quiet night that we were hoping you were going to have tonight.
Well, I have to earn my money. I have to. The whole stewards crew has to earn their money, both in Pro and AM servers. But from what I see from our logs, it seems that AM server is much cleaner tonight.
Yeah, we are getting towards that busy and important end of the season, aren't we? Where
we're actually at the half of the season. We still have 3 races to go.
24 goes up the inside of the 51. That was made easy by Concoli, I think.
Yeah, but still, we had a lot of incidents to review, and we will have to check performance of some drivers here, because we have spotted some behavior that's not according to what we should I say expect or want or have defined in the statute of our league. But anyway, we will have to review, and we will have to check on how we are going to proceed. I mean, we are not how can I say, we're not afraid of disqualifying anyone from the championship. In fact, our record shows that we did it every once in a season. It's a shame because we already did it this time around already, but who knows? I would like to use this opportunity. I don't know if he is watching now, or if, well, surely he's not, but maybe some of his supporters are watching now. I would like to say congrats to Edo Kopse of car number 69. He participated in a major incident where the car who caused the incident disconnected, and this guy who was completely out of nowhere involved in it and presumably had a lot of damage actually carried on. So this is the sim racing experience that we want to create, and we don't want to have people who are quitting right after they have a bad race. So I'm sorry to say this, but we are not satisfied by the behavior of some drivers, and we will have to make some harsh decisions. We are known for, but still,
of course,
it's for the better good.
Of course, and it's good of you to have this upfront attitude and very public, dealing with all the nitty-gritty stuff out in the public, so you can, everybody sees the transparency. Everyone knows what's expected of them.
Yeah.
Which makes life a lot easier for the drivers, as well as basically everyone involved.
Yeah, this is how we started. This is how we want to carry on, and this is what we believe is good. And a majority of drivers accept it and love it, but we don't want that those majority get impeded by minority who are not ready to accept it.
Yes,
as
always.
There's no hard feelings involved here. and maybe someone had a bad day here. I'm not saying that they're bad guys here,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, I don't personally like this attitude of disconnecting when you have an incident, or even causing an incident. You saw lap 1, turn 1.
I did.
I don't know if you saw that pile up I was talking about in lap 6, turn 6.
I don't think I did see that one. Lap 6, the 44 and the 74 involved.
Yeah, well, it's quite on track. You can actually go into replay now if you have it and check it. But yeah, this is the situation that I was on the verge of calling the safety car out for a second time this season.
Oh, I can't get but that far back, apparently.
Oh, never mind.
According to the dashboard.
Let it be a mystery, sorry.
Of course. That's the way to do it. Yeah,
but anyway, how does it look from your perspective?
It's looking very, very busy. It is, well, it's been really unfortunate. We had an opportunity for an all-out bar brawl for the podium and for the top of the timing screens, and it seems as though turn 1 seemed to eradicate most of the challenge that was to come from the top 10. All of the top 10 were well within a shout of taking the win tonight.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because I expected a lot from Zach and from Donington tonight, and I'm cheering for both. Actually, they are great friends of this league, and they're very good drivers. They're here since day one, and I know they have the space. I know that they can do it, but yeah, both were actually involved in the lap 1 turn 1 incidents.
Yep.
And I guess it shaped their race, and such a tragedy to not use the opportunity when Pirate Racing are not here.
Yeah, 100%. I maintain, as far as ISDA is concerned, Dan Minton is the fastest man to have not won a league race.
He didn't win yet?
I don't think he's won in GT3s, that's for sure.
I have to check this right away.
Feel free. I would be very, very happy to be wrong.
I have a very quick way to check it. Let me.
Excellent. But I'm pretty sure he is the fastest man on this track and the best person to talk to as well. Just a really, really nice guy who deserves every second of pace that he has.
Yeah, you're right.
He is absolutely, and he's got that George Russell luck, hasn't he? He's got that, like, every time he's had the opportunity to do well, it's always been something completely out of his control that has ended up ruining his race for him.
Yeah, it's not that he didn't win a GT3 race, he never won a race with ISDA.
There we go.
I'm just checking his track record, but he has, I think, 7 podiums to his belt. Yeah. And he has competed in every season of ISDA so far.
Yeah, he has
just like neither Zach, just like I think even Dakuza. No, actually not. Dakuza didn't compete in season 0.
Yeah, has Zach won a race? I'm pretty sure
yes.
He's won a race. Yeah.
Yeah, he won. I think only 1 race.
But he has a win. He's popped that particular bubble. That's the thing. That's the thing. Dan Minton is the fastest man to have never won a race, and obviously he races in real life as well. So he is one of the best of us. Oh, grief! I've just been attacked by a cat. He is one of the best of us as far as driving and real world driving as well is concerned.
I would agree. Such a good. Both on-track and off-track performer, and he always brings good racing with him. I think he's a very, very clean racer, but also, as I say, off-track, a true friend of this league, such as many people here actually. I would, seeing down the grid of of this race, we also have Barnabas Kronkoli.
Mm-hmm.
He competed also, I think, in every season of ISDA, and Otto Winkler.
Yep.
I mean, both of them are great drivers to watch, and it's such a shame that they didn't have any wins or both season or race wins so far here at ISDA. But who knows, when we get even bigger grades, when we can split classes into more equal, where we can split drivers into more equal classes, then maybe they will have a great shot at winning, because they're utterly consistent and great clean racers. This is what we like to see.
It's when we have them do a solo 3 hour race that they'll end up taking the win.
Yeah, something like that. Speaking of 3 hours, we have an 8 hours race coming up at 23rd of October. That's Saturday. So I would like to invite you and everyone who's watching the stream right now to come join us for this mind-blowing challenge at the Zolder. That's not a track you expect for an 8-hour race, and this is what we like to do.
It's going to be a very, very interesting... As the A44 goes for a pass on Otto Winkler, very, very difficult pass for the Porsche to make, but is going to make it stick into the Melbourne hairpin.
But did you see how Otto just moved, gave just enough room, and being clean is not like slowing down or moving away. It's just battling your heart out, but then when it's time to move, you move.
Yeah, it's knowing how wide your car is and how wide the other person's car is, and giving them all of that space and not a centimetre more.
Yeah,
and not a centimetre less as well.
This is amazing. This is ISDA.
Yeah. Well,
I have no other words.
that social stuff we were doing the other day with the variety of cars, because I do drive as well. Well, Mally and I both drive, and have varying levels of success in different cars.
Yes.
But that is absolutely the best feeling, is being able to run side by side with people for positions. Whether it matters or not is not. We don't race for that. We race because we enjoy racing. And so being able to go side by side into the corkscrew at Laguna Seca, for example, absolutely wonderful, great, absolutely brilliant driving, and it's the most fun as well. And as you say, it's the actual spirit of ISDA is going 2-3 wide into corners and having all three cars come out the other side.
Yeah, these drivers actually helped us create this experience. I'm so grateful to them, because if we started this whole experience, we started this whole league seeking for a clean racing, and looking at Assetto Corsa, Competizione, or any other racing platform, you would say, it's a game. You always have someone who will troll. You always have someone who will, dive bomb you, who will hit you, who will do all sorts of shenanigans to you that are very, very dirty. And then both Arthur and I were actually involved in a race, I think 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
The race, there were multiple races, very short races, like 15-20 minutes, but there were, I think, 5 of them at least.
Yeah.
And we never had a collision with anyone, but we raced like hell.
Yeah.
We raced like there's no tomorrow, and everyone did, but no touch was made. And this is, when I spoke to Arthur, who is ISDA co-founder, I spoke to him and say, I have no other words to say apart from that I'm proud. I'm proud of what we created. I'm proud for what our drivers helped us create, and I mean, it's such a great tailwind, honestly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I I get the privilege of watching all of this unfold and all of this, and it's not driver coach. It's just having that expectation. Everybody expects everybody else to be like them, and in ISDA, they are. That's the difference from most leagues. Like I've done some running in ACC, but every time you get on track, there's always someone, as you say, every other league that I've raced in, there's always someone who misses their braking point, or doesn't understand the car, doesn't understand the tyre wear, hasn't done the research, or doesn't know the car well enough, and just sends it where they can't do it.
Yeah, and it repeats race by race, no matter what people do, no matter what, the organizing, the people behind the organization do. I mean, I have participated in several leagues by now, and actually did stewarding for 2 leagues. I do commentary for another league parallel. I'm doing in my local language, so don't worry about my not very good English, especially after this long day. And never have I seen people race so clean like they race here.
Yeah.
And this is just the pride. This is what we set off to do, and this is what we achieved, and this is what we are going to promote even further, and make it a standard. We want ISDA to become a benchmark, and for this, I mean, we have to make a few enemies on the way, sadly, because not everyone likes to be set down.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
It's a small price to pay, honestly.
Yeah, if people like to think that they're always right, and it takes a very specific kind of person to be able to hold up their hands and say, that was on me, I'm really sorry. But as you say, it makes for so much better racing, and it makes everything so much more fun. When you get to the checkered flag, you feel like you've actually done something.
Oh yes. Oh yes, absolutely.
But
you should join. You should join more often.
I have way too much to do, having just put in an offer on a house and have it accepted. My life is only going to get more busy. So maybe next year. 2022 is going to be my year, I think.
I hope.
I hope beyond hopes, because there is nothing that I would rather do than spend some more time around the ISDA folk. Yeah, you guys are my people. But I think you know that.
So I'm going to leave you. The race is ending soon. Pretty hectic race start, but then the latter part was pretty clean.
Look at the pace of Ido Kopse at the moment. All over the 100 Ferrari. Wow!
You need to send my regards to him if he comes for an interview. I'm absolutely astonished by his achievement tonight.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame that he could not be... I think he was even up for top 5 performance tonight.
Yep.
But, that pile-up happened. He paid the price for nothing.
Yep.
He rose his chin, heads up, and head down, actually.
Yep, and kept going.
And kept going. And look where he is now. Yeah. Amazing.
100%.
So, if there was a driver of the day award here, which might be next season, who knows?
Ooh.
Edo, he would be the car 69. He would be, he would not be a contender. There would be no other contenders. He would be, the one to pick, and that's it.
Yeah.
So kudos to him, and I hope he listens at least, if not comes for an interview.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll watch this back and get the warm fuzzies from us enjoying his time.
Yeah.
There you go, Mali. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go on.
And you enjoy the race, and hopefully no more penalties to apply in these 3 minutes to come.
Yep, no more penalties in 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure the ISDA Horde can do that. Yeah. Thank you, Mali. You have a lovely evening, mate.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers. I'm going to stick around in here because I'm going to have a load of drivers come in soon. So, mwahaha. Hopefully there will be no more announcements from the race director. If there is, oh dear. 3 minutes, 2 minutes 51, 2 minutes 50 remain in the hour session that we have enjoyed for this evening at Donington. And still in the dying moments, there is plenty of positions to be made as Messias Heiler comes up to lap the 710 and the 89. Langedyk, who started so far up the grid and is about to be lapped by the leader. This must be heartbreaking for the 89 Ferrari driver. Messias Heiler leads the way with Adrian Santic in the 125 Porsche in second. Remco Langedyk is performing his heart out in that 36 Aston Martin. That is your podium as it sits, and it seems as though it will probably, as the 710 gets well out of the way, this is very good strategy from Ty Martin. He's going to get up underneath the spoiler of the Audi, and if Langedyk doesn't abscond from the racing line in an orderly fashion, and in a fashion that doesn't lose him too much time, this could well be, as the Ferrari goes off to the left-hand side. Oh, this is going to make him slow on the back straight. This could be an opportunity for Ty Martin. Into the chicane he comes with the overspeed coming down towards the Melbourne hairpin. It's not quite going to be enough for the McLaren, but this is going to be the second to last lap now for these two cars. Ferrari taking a very odd line on the exit, trying to keep the McLaren behind. This is incredible to see these two fighting out, with Langedyk normally being so much further up the field. The final lap commences then for our race leader, as well as these two battling as the Ferrari runs out onto the grass again. The 710 is able to keep it on the black stuff. I dare say that's very difficult for the McLaren to see a way past in the remaining 20 seconds of the session. Up towards McLean's they come for the last time under race conditions. The 710 is getting all of the apexes right, but the Ferrari is just about keeping ahead. There's a possibility the McLaren's going to run out of time here if he doesn't do something quite brash. How much is that 11th position worth to you, Ty? I dare say it might not be worth, as the time elapses. Messias Heiler just in front of this battle as the Ferrari goes wide yet again. Oh, there's every opportunity for that 710 car. Messias Heiler led from pole. He was unchallenged. This seems like a fairly convenient story compared to the rest of the series. Messias Heiler comes across the line to win for International Sim Drivers Association at Donington Park, as he breaks to the outside of the track. He does the obligatory donuts. Good man. We do love ourselves some donuts. And who is that Ferrari? 84 of Tadic, perhaps? Yes, it is. Tadic is out doing donuts as well on the exit of Redgate. 30 seconds, as near as damn it will be in the end for the 125 to arrive. Astonishing drive from Adrian Santic, as the 24 makes one last bit of contact for the night. Remco Langedyk will come home in a brilliantly fought for third position. D'Couza will nurse that 80 Bentley home in the end to fourth, with Matej Miksik fending off the attentions of Andre Kuchar to the end for fifth position. So get the overall timings there for you. So Messias Heiler will win with Adrian Santic in second position, Remco Langedyk in third, D'Couza in fourth, Miksik in fifth, sixth will be Kuchar, Kopse will be seventh, first of the Kopse brothers to seventh position. Dan Minton fights his way back to eighth position and solid points for his championship hopes. Igor Krasnich will come home in ninth, and 10th will be Tadic in that 84 Ferrari. Neither Zach will fend off the attentions of the 710 McLaren of Ty Martin for 11th and 12th. 13th will be Ido Kopse, and we have heard the praises sung of that particular driver by the race director. Terbovsek will finish in 14th. 15th will be Verlich. 16th will be Otto Winkler. Babic will come home in 17th. 18th will be Max Bewley. Barnabas Concoli will end the race in 19th. Dayton Jokic in 20th. And Jamie Noble, with that retirement, will end up in 21st position. First into the waiting room and first into the com box for Andrei Kuchar in the Honda NSX GT3 Evo number 78. Sixth position, man. What a finish.
Yeah, finally.
Were you expecting to do well here tonight, or was that a bit of a surprise that you were running so far up the field?
Yes, I had high expectations for today because I was doing a practice. I had set up from Dan Babic, and yeah, I was doing quite decent laps in the practice. I actually went into 26.6, but couldn't make it in quali. And yeah, I hoped the race will be clean around me. So that's yeah, it was really nice. I expected it to be high.
But a sixth position is, with all of the talent around you, let's say, that must have been a goosebumps moment when you actually got across the line and cemented that position in stone, so to speak.
Yeah, it was, but it was not. How to say it? I expected to finish like that for probably half of the race, so I was just I just needed to keep it clean, not make big mistakes, and I think that's how I knew that I will bring the position home.
So lots of time for you to settle into that sixth position. Did you have any real pressure in the early stages of the race, or was it? Actually, I know you did. Or were you applying the pressure?
I had the pressure.
You did.
I was under pressure. Yeah.
Yes, you were in that train behind the Ferrari. Tadic, I think it was. There was circulation in fourth or fifth.
Yes, and yes, and then I was kind of trying. I did run away a bit.
Yeah.
And then I had a bad pit stop. I lost like 4 seconds, and actually I should have gone in sooner, because when the other cars were leaving the pits, I lost a lot of time as well, because there was a lot of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was a couple of things that really affected the result, because I think I could have maybe keep P4 or P5 if I would have good pit stop.
Yeah, of course. But still, outperforming the NSX by a factor of several, I think, tonight. Andre,
compared to other races, of course.
Yeah, 100%. Andre, as always, it's wonderful to chat to you. But I need to get on to the other drivers. Congratulations! Seeing that NSX so high up warms my heart, because it's such a pretty car, and it handles so well.
If you have good tires, not after 30 minutes.
That's fair. I've not actually put that much time into it yet. It handles so nice on fresh tires. On fresh tires, it handles so nicely. Yes. But it's just not quite there for the majority of the time. But you did it proud tonight. It looks wonderful. It looks so good in the blue and yellow livery. There we go, I
Yeah.
can do words. But we've lost our next driver. Yes.
Oh,
But yeah. It looks wonderful, and tonight it was on the pace as well. Andre, well done. It will be great to see you next time out for the endurance. Oh, it's a 2-hour round next.
oh yes, it's Misano, right?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't quite remember.
should be good there, but I'm afraid about the tires will be probably the issue again.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of straights and there's a lot of high load corners. So yeah, it's gonna be a difficult proposition. I think it's fair to say.
Yes. Okay, Edo is back. So
Yeah. Enjoy your night, knowing that you did the best job that you possibly could, Andre. It'll be lovely to speak to you again next week. All right.
thank you for having me. See you around.
You're a legend. Catch you in a bit, mate. And that is the safety car that you can hear going around the field. Next into the com box, we will have at least the race directors. He's gone. We will have at least the race directors nomination for driver of the day. Ido Kopse. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good. A little bit tired, but okay.
I can well imagine you were in the thick of it all night tonight.
Really?
How was the race from your perspective?
Oh, race it's very hard. I have a lot of problems with my car because it's not good of the road. But okay, I tried to be made it the best, and yeah.
Yeah, and it was you were involved in a pretty decent accident, which was none of your doing at all, but you kept going. Reason for that? Talk me through your thought process.
I know. I know what is the reason.
Oh, do you care to let us in?
Yes. Hello.
No, you just
Yes.
it was a really big accident. It would be so easy to lose motivation.
No. It's motivation is good, but I before say it's my car. It's problem because it's difficult driving off the road. Only this and my training I drive it more faster like today on the race. But okay, everything in the race.
Yeah. It'll do. But 13th in the end, that gives you a lot of good points for the championship.
Yes.
You hoping to continue this run of pace towards the end of the league, end of the season?
I try the best. Maybe it's more, but okay, I try it.
It would be great to see you up towards the top 10, Ido. Thank you very much for coming in and saying hi to me. You have a lovely evening.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
I don't think we're going to get anybody else come in and say hi tonight, I don't think. Not in the... for sure not from the pro class. No, not at all. Which is fine. That means that it just leaves me to close out the session. We'll go back to the finishing results. Matthew Tyler with his maiden win for the PCDC racing car. A important victory for Maciej in the championship chase. And it all happened in a dry, which is a rare thing for Donington, a dry Donington Park circuit. Next time out, we go to the Italian circuit of Misano. Pretty sure it's in Italy. My geography is not the best. But the 2-hour endurance is what we have penned in. And so I will leave you all to have your evenings in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, it is wonderful to be your commentator. You've been watching ISDA, and I've been Ike Sky. I will see you all next time out as we gaze on the NSX cars. A very good evening to you all, and as always, be excellent to each other. Good night.